So we've been going through a tremendous amount of personal development here in the Daily Dose over the last year or so, and we've had an increase in subscribers, an increase of people listening, and I know that there's a lot of folks that have been having a lot of breakthroughs because of the stuff that we've been sharing in the Daily Dose and having a lot of success with the things that they've been working on. Specifically, I think we've had the most impact on people's mindset and how they view their goals, their ability to focus and prioritize their time, and also I'm seeing a lot of health and wellness improvements as well. People are talking to me about how they've been able to better discipline themselves and increase their wellness. And I'm one of those guys. I mean, I've been doing the Daily Dose for me is a way that I wanted to provide something to anyone that was interested in getting a little bit of information every day that can help them make improvements in their lives and help them to reach their goals spiritually, financially, emotionally, and mentally. And it was my gift, I guess. I believe in, what you put out comes back. And so I just thought, hey, if I can provide something for people that doesn't cost them anything and there's no risk, there's no memberships required, I just want to give of myself. But what I found is that doing these daily doses has really, really been helpful for me. And that my life has changed dramatically. I mean, I've seen just 2013's been a great year. And I mean, I've seen huge improvements in all kinds of things. And I believe a lot of it has to do with this Daily Dose. And so today's message, first things first, I want to say thank you to you. I want to say thank you for inspiring me and listening and being a part of the Daily Dose and forcing me to do it every day, because it helps me and I enjoy it and I love it very much. Here's the other thing that I want to share with you. As you begin to experience this greater success, and as your life begins to evolve, and you're moving closer to your goals, and you're having more financial success, you're having more business success, your relationships are improving, and all these things are happening, what's going to happen is your time is going to start to become very limited. And I know this from experience that I've become very, very busy. Now, you have two choices when you begin to become very, very busy. Actually, three. You have three choices. When you begin to become very, very busy and your time begins to become this commodity, right, that must be metered and measured and used out appropriately, some people respond with mass chaos, right? They just, all over the place, I don't know what to do, and I'm so busy, and my phone never stops ringing, and what am I going to do now, and this person, and I'll start this, and they just like an octopus on roller skates, man. They're just all over the place, and they're always overwhelmed being overwhelmed, right? That's the first response. I don't recommend choosing that one, okay? The second response is to become one of those arrogant, self-righteous people who know that their time is more important than yours, right? And you guys know who I'm talking about if you've ever met well, certainly not all of them, but all of us have met a arrogant doctor, right? Or lawyer, or banker, or somebody who just, it was oozing out of their pores that they were more important than you, right? You know who I'm talking about, okay? I don't recommend becoming one of those people. The third kind of person just simply recognizes that they need to put first things first, right? And that's the kind of person that I strive to be. Now, I find myself every once in a while falling into the frenzy, right? And I have on occasion, sensed myself being somewhat self-important, right? I can't talk to you right now. I'll have to call you back. Look, I'm not saying that we can't find ourselves in those situations occasionally, but I strive to be the third kind of person. And that's the kind of person that says, I'm going to just put first things first and let that which does not matter truly slide. You guys know that's one of my favorite phrases, right? Allow that which does not matter truly slide, right? Okay? How do you put first things first? The way I do it is this. I figure out what are my big three. Now, my mentor, Mr. Darren Hardy, says if you have more than three priorities, you probably don't have any. So figure out your big three priorities. What are they? What are the big three things you want to accomplish in your life this year, right? Or this month, or this week, or whatever it is, right? When you wake up in the morning, you should know what your big three are. And I'm not talking about tasks that you would need to accomplish that day. Like working out wouldn't be one of your big three. Becoming 150 pounds and, or squatting 400 pounds, that would be one of your big three. Does that make sense? Attending the board meeting wouldn't be one of your big three. Becoming a vice president of your company might be a big three, right? Your big three are your big three priorities, the big three goals that you're going after this year or this month or this week or whatever. Figure out what those three things are, and then figure out what 2 or 3 tasks would be associated with reaching those big three. So if, for example, becoming 150 pounds or running a marathon was maybe running a marathon, right? It might be one of your big three. So figure out what tasks have to be involved in running a marathon. Maybe task number one would be you've got to do 6 to 8 miles Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And maybe task number two is to mix your shake and your lunch and everything in the morning so you're not tempted to eat fast food later on that day. So you know you got those 2 tasks that must be done if you're going to meet that big 3 item. What's the next big 3 item? Maybe it's success in your business. You know you need to do so many contacts or prospecting appointments and so many presentations in order to meet that goal in your business. And so those 2 tasks are priorities. And so if you figure out what 2 or 3 tasks are associated with each one of your big 3, and then figure out what you're non-negotiable about. You know, I'm going to spend an hour with my kids at night, period. Don't care, right? I'm going to spend 30 minutes in prayer in the morning, non-negotiable. Nothing's getting in the way of that. Figure out what your non-negotiable items are and block them off on your calendar. Nothing's getting in the way of those. And then you have those 2 or 3 tasks associated with each one of your big 3, and those become the priority for the day. So cleaning out your closet or waxing your car or rearranging the books on your bookshelf, right? Those things can go by the wayside. The text message from the guy that, you know, whatever about the golf on the weekend, right? That can wait. All those things can wait. And you put first things first and make sure that you get done the 2 or 3 tasks that are associated with each one of your big 3 that are going to move you forward toward the accomplishment of your goals. And you work those tasks around the non-negotiable items that you've laid out that have to do with family or spirituality, because those are absolutely paramount, right? So you put those above everything else, and then you put the tasks in, and then guess what? You let everything else fill in the cracks, but you make first things first. So as an example, my office is a wreck. I'm in the process of rearranging my office and my gym, but guess what? It's not a priority. Doing the daily dose for me, that's a priority. That's a non-negotiable item. It's one of my big 3. It's a task associated with one of my big 3. So that's getting done. The office, that'll wait till after. So prioritize, keep first things first, and make it a great day.